The dark stretch of space between the Andromeda and Orion sectors was quiet, almost too quiet. Stars shone like distant lanterns, and cosmic dust drifted lazily across the void. Among this emptiness, a lone vessel moved with purpose, a human warship named Intrepid. Its hull gleamed under the light of distant suns, and its engines hummed softly, leaving a faint blue trail in its wake. On the other side of this region, hidden behind a field of asteroids, a fleet of alien observers watched. The Zilari, a species of tall, lean creatures with shimmering, translucent skin, had been scanning the sector for unusual activity. Their long, multi-fingered hands hovered over holographic displays, analyzing star maps, tracking energy signatures, and calculating probabilities. Then one of their sensors blinked. A signal, weak, yet distinct, registered on their systems. The ship's design was unlike any Zilari technology. Curiosity rippled through the command room. Commander Vial, the leader of the observation squad, tilted his head, a gesture the humans would have considered a silent expression of concern. "Scan that vessel," Vial commanded in a voice that was more thought than sound. His officers obeyed instantly. Holographic screens lit up with streams of data. At first, the Zilari were expecting a primitive craft, something slow and cumbersome, barely capable of interstellar travel. But what they saw shocked them. The human warship was compact, sleek, and highly organized. Its hull was reinforced with a material unknown to Zilari science. Its engines were efficient and silent, allowing near-instantaneous maneuvers without detection. The humans on board moved with precision. They were performing drills, emergency simulations, defensive maneuvers, weapon calibration, all flawlessly coordinated. "Impossible," murmured Lieutenant Kale, one of Vial's top analysts. "Their response time, it's faster than our drones, faster than our best AI." Vial's eyes narrowed. Humans were supposed to be unpredictable, chaotic, and fragile compared to advanced civilizations like the Zilari. But here was proof that humans were neither fragile nor primitive. They were competent, efficient, and terrifyingly adaptable. Meanwhile, aboard the Intrepid, Captain Mira Alden watched the asteroid field ahead. Her crew moved like a single organism, responding to her commands without hesitation. Alarms beeped, but they were routine drills, part of the daily exercises that kept the crew sharp. No one knew they were under alien scrutiny, and it didn't matter. They were focused, calm, and disciplined. "Helm, maintain current course and adjust for asteroid density," Mira said calmly. Her voice carried authority, not fear. "Weapons, run target simulations for practice only. Engineering, check energy levels. We don't want surprises." The bridge hummed with activity. Officers communicated with concise clarity, and every action seemed deliberate, calculated, and precise. Even a small human observer could see the coordination and mental agility of the crew. Back in the Zilari observation fleet, the analysis continued. Scanners showed that the human systems were not just advanced, they were adaptive. Their warship could alter shield frequencies, adjust propulsion patterns, and even reconfigure internal systems in response to external threats in real time. "It's as if the ship is alive," Kyle whispered, almost in fear. Vial's mind raced. "Not alive, Lieutenant, but their minds control it with an intelligence that rivals even the best Zilari command programs. Prepare for closer observation." The Zilari decided to send a probe, a small stealth drone, to get a closer look. Its shape was sleek and minimalistic, designed to be invisible to radar and energy scans. It darted toward the Intrepid, weaving through asteroids with ease. The aliens held their collective breath as the drone approached the human ship. On the Intrepid, the crew noticed nothing at first. Their sensors picked up a slight energy fluctuation, almost like a faint ripple in space. Lieutenant Jaron, in charge of the ship's defense systems, frowned. "Captain, "There's a small anomaly approaching us. Could be debris," he said, uncertainty in his voice. Mira studied the readings. "Keep it under observation. Don't engage unless necessary. It's likely just a stray object." The probe, invisible to human sensors in theory, suddenly encountered a new kind of detection system. The human ship didn't rely solely on machines. It combined AI, tactical prediction algorithms, and human intuition. The probe was spotted within milliseconds of entering the ship's detection perimeter. "Unknown object detected," Jaren said. "Scanning." The probe tried to remain hidden, but the human's technology was designed to adapt. Within seconds, the ship's AI predicted its trajectory and potential threat level. Automated systems activated, creating a virtual web of energy that could intercept or deflect the object. The probe's operators, watching from afar, were stunned. "It's reacting," one of the Zalari gasped. "It's anticipating." Viel felt a chill that was unusual for him. In all his years of command, he had never seen such a reaction. The humans weren't just using technology, they were predicting, adapting, and controlling it in ways that the Zalari could barely comprehend. The probe's mission failed. It retreated silently, leaving behind no trace. The Zalari analysts scrambled to process the data. Every simulation they ran, every theory they had about human limitations, crumbled in seconds. Meanwhile, life on the Intrepid continued without disruption. The crew treated the anomaly as a minor curiosity, a small reminder that space was full of unknowns. Captain Mira's calm demeanor and the crew's discipline were the true power behind the ship, even if they did not know they were being observed. As the ship passed through the asteroid field, the humans demonstrated more than just skill. They showed unity. Each member of the crew relied on others, communicated clearly, and made decisions with both logic and creativity. They were not a group of individuals. They were a single, cohesive organism capable of overcoming challenges that would have destroyed lesser crews. Viel and his command staff were silent. The data streamed across their consoles, showing the humans' capabilities in horrifying clarity. Their intelligence, their resilience, their creativity, it was far beyond what any Zalari had anticipated. "Prepare the secondary scan," Viel finally said. His voice was measured, but his mind was racing. "We need full analysis. I want every detail of this ship, every crew member, every system." Kyle hesitated. "Commander, are we overestimating? Could it be a fluke?" Viel shook his head. "No, Lieutenant. Humans are not a fluke. They are something else entirely. Watch carefully, learn, but be ready. They may not be the species we expected." For hours, the Zalari continued their observation. They saw humans repair damaged systems with ingenuity, coordinate complex maneuvers without hesitation, and maintain calm in the face of danger. Every human action, every decision, seemed to defy expectations. The aliens' initial curiosity was slowly turning into fear, a quiet, growing fear that humans might be far more powerful than they appeared. On the human ship, the crew continued their daily routines. Meals were served, maintenance completed, training drills finished. They did not know they were being watched. They did not know that an alien species had begun to fear them. All they knew was that they had a mission, and they executed it with precision and pride. Captain Mira walked across the bridge, observing her crew. She smiled faintly, proud of their dedication. "We are ready for whatever comes next," she said quietly. Her words were simple, yet they carried a truth that even the Zalari would come to understand. Humans were unpredictable, fearless, and brilliant. As the Intrepid continued through space, the Zalari fleet maintained their distant observation. Their scanners could not stop the growing realization. Humans were not just another species. They were something extraordinary. and the thought of confronting them filled even the bravest Zalari commanders with unease. The encounter had begun, but the story of humanity in the galaxy was only just starting. The Zalari fleet had pulled back to a safer distance. Their sensors hummed quietly, scanning, recording, and analyzing the humans' every move. Commander Vile stood before the central holoscreen, his translucent skin flickering with reflected light. Around him, analysts whispered, their usual confidence replaced with uncertainty. The humans aboard the Intrepid were unlike any species they had encountered before. "Commander," Lieutenant Kale said hesitantly, "their ship, it adapts in real time. Not only do they react, but they also anticipate. No AI we have is capable of such rapid decision-making." Viel's 3 eyes narrowed. "It is not only their ship. It is the humans themselves. Their minds are extraordinary." Meanwhile, aboard the Intrepid, Captain Mira Alden and her crew continued their daily operations. Morning drills had ended, and the humans had shifted to research and observation. Sensors scanned nearby asteroids for mineral composition, engines were checked and calibrated, and tactical simulations ran in the background. Humans were relentless in their curiosity, exploring the unknown even while unknowingly observed. Lieutenant Jaron noticed a slight irregularity in the energy field near the ship. "Captain, there's a minor fluctuation, possibly a small energy signature passing nearby," he said. Mira studied the readout. "Keep monitoring, Jaron. No action yet. Let's see what it is." It could be space debris or a natural phenomenon. What Jaron didn't know was that the energy signature was one of the Zalari's stealth probes. The aliens had decided to test the humans further, observing how they would respond to a challenge. But the Intrepid systems detected the probe almost instantly. "Unknown object detected. Calculating trajectory," Jaron reported. "Alert engineering and defense systems. Prepare automated intercept," Mira commanded, her voice calm but firm. Her team responded in seconds. The ship's systems worked in perfect harmony with the humans' decisions, creating a defensive net that was precise and adaptive. The probe attempted to evade detection, altering its path, but the Intrepid anticipated each movement. The humans didn't need brute force. They used intelligence, observation, and prediction. In the control room of the Zalari fleet, Viel's staff exchanged stunned glances. "This cannot be," Kale whispered. "The humans are outsmarting the probe." Viel's hands moved over the holodisplay, analyzing the probe's data. "It is not outsmarting. It is predicting, adapting, and countering. And all of it is guided by human decision-making. Their mental capacity is extraordinary." For hours, the Zalari observed. Every small action by the humans revealed more about their capabilities. The crew repaired minor damage in record time. Systems were recalibrated, and simulated attacks were neutralized before they could even happen. And yet, the humans showed no panic, no fear, no hesitation. Each action was deliberate, each decision informed by logic, experience, and intuition. The aliens had expected fear. They had expected mistakes. Instead, they saw calm, intelligent, and resourceful beings performing perfectly under pressure. "Commander," Kale said again, his voice trembling slightly, "their ability to work as a team, it is seamless. Each human knows what the others are doing, and they adjust instantly. No delays, no confusion. It is terrifying." Viel remained silent for a moment. He understood the truth that even Kale could not fully grasp. Humans were not just technologically advanced. They were resilient, courageous, and capable of thinking in ways that no alien species could fully anticipate. As the Intrepid traveled further, the humans began a new set of exercises. Tactical simulations using multiple variables, some entirely hypothetical. They tested how the ship could respond to meteor storms, energy field disruptions, and hypothetical enemy attacks. Every scenario was handled with precision, creativity, and speed. The humans experimented with strategies, constantly improving and learning from each simulated challenge. The Zalari watched in disbelief. "They are learning as they go," one analyst said. "They adapt faster than any artificial intelligence we have encountered, faster than anything we thought possible." Viel's mind raced. "It is more than learning. They innovate. They solve problems creatively, and they do it under pressure. This is a dangerous combination. We may have underestimated humanity." On the Intrepid, Lieutenant Jaron noticed an unusual signal pattern on the sensors. "Captain, I am picking up faint energy fluctuations, almost like someone is observing us." Mira glanced at the readout. "Continue monitoring. Do not assume hostility. But prepare the crew for unexpected anomalies. Keep calm. Keep disciplined. That is our strength." The Zalari attempted a more subtle tactic. They sent another probe, one designed to test human strategy, rather than challenge the ship physically. The probe simulated a minor threat, a small energy pulse near the ship's trajectory. Its goal was to see how humans would respond. The humans detected the energy pulse immediately. Sensors pinpointed its origin, and the ship's AI suggested possible solutions. But Mira did not rely solely on the AI. She called a rapid strategy meeting on the bridge, including all key officers. "Options?" she asked. Jaron spoke quickly. "We can divert the pulse, neutralize it with minimal energy, or use it to test shield responses." Mira smiled faintly. "All good options. Let's combine them. Shields at 70%. Divert some energy and monitor the pulse. We will learn from it while keeping our systems safe." The crew executed the plan flawlessly. Within moments, the energy pulse was neutralized. Not only that, the humans gathered data to improve future performance. They turned a potential threat into an opportunity for learning. The Zalari fleet was stunned. "They did not just defend, they learned," Kale said quietly. "They are evolving strategies in real time." Viel remained silent, his thoughts heavy. The humans' capability for teamwork, innovation, and calm under pressure was unlike anything the Zalari had known. And worse, the humans seemed entirely unaware of the aliens' attention. They were not showing fear, aggression, or suspicion. They were simply human, and it was their humanity that made them unpredictable and dangerous. For days, the Zalari continued their observation. They recorded human behavior in multiple scenarios. They watched how humans repaired the ship, coordinated drills, managed resources, and maintained morale. And with every passing moment, the aliens grew more anxious. "They adapt too quickly," Kyle said finally. "They think faster, they act faster, and they anticipate better than we ever imagined. Our tactics would fail against them." Viel's three eyes focused on the holographic projection of the Intrepid. "It is not just the ship," he said softly. "It is the humans themselves. Their strength is not in their weapons. It is in their minds, their courage, and their unity. That is what makes them formidable." The humans, unaware of the fear they inspired, continued their mission. They explored new asteroid clusters, tested sensors, and ran training exercises. Their lives were disciplined and focused, and every crew member contributed to the ship's efficiency. Their actions, routine as they seemed, were extraordinary to any observer who understood strategy, adaptation, and resilience. At one point, Mira gathered the senior officers for a briefing. "Space is vast, and we will encounter the unknown," she said. "Our strength is not just in our technology, but in our ability to work together, to adapt, and to remain calm. We must trust each other and trust ourselves." Her words, simple yet powerful, reflected the essence of humanity. And the Zalari, observing from afar, began to fear the quiet strength that humans possessed. Viel finally spoke to his fleet. Prepare all recording systems. Document every observation. Humans are not a species to be underestimated. We must understand them fully before we consider any action. They are exceptional, and we are not ready for their level of innovation. The revelation was complete. The Zalari fleet, long confident in their superiority, now understood that humans were unpredictable, resourceful, and intelligent beyond their expectations. The humans' strength did not come from weapons or numbers. It came from their minds, their unity, and their unwavering courage. And in the vast emptiness of space, the Intrepid continued its journey, completely unaware of the fear it had inspired in a species that had long considered itself advanced and unchallengeable. The humans were ordinary in appearance, but extraordinary in every other way. And that realization would shape the galaxy's perception of humanity forever. The Zalari fleet had gathered at the edge of the Andromeda sector. Their sensors tracked the Intrepid with a mix of fascination and dread. Commander Vielle paced the bridge, his translucent skin flickering as he absorbed reports from his officers. Every human maneuver, every adjustment of shields or engines was recorded, analyzed, and filed. Yet no analysis provided solutions. Humans were unpredictable, adaptive, and clever. "They are more capable than our simulations predicted," Lieutenant Kyle admitted, his voice heavy with unease. "Every time we create a scenario, they act differently. Every outcome surprises us." Vile's 3 eyes glimmered with thought. "They are not only reacting, they are improvising. They anticipate variables we do not even understand. Prepare a challenge. Let us see if they can be tested." The Zalari devised a plan. They would simulate a small-scale ambush near a dense asteroid cluster, not to harm the humans, but to test their reactions and see if the humans' decision-making could be outpaced. It was the closest the Zalari had come to a tactical engagement with a species they didn't fully understand. Meanwhile, aboard the Intrepid, the crew continued their operations. Captain Mira Alden reviewed their projected route through the asteroid field. Sensors were tracking asteroid density, gravitational shifts, and energy anomalies. Her officers discussed tactical maneuvers, noting the importance of resource management, shield efficiency, and engine output. "Captain," Lieutenant Jaron said, pointing to a monitor, "there are slight energy fluctuations in this sector. Nothing dangerous yet, but it may affect navigation." Mira studied the data. "Noted. Adjust shields and propulsion for minor disturbances. Keep the crew alert but calm. Nothing unexpected can surprise us if we are prepared." The Intrepid moved forward with precision. The crew's coordination was seamless. Engineering maintained perfect engine balance, shields adjusted dynamically, and tactical officers monitored every sensor in real time. Every decision was swift, logical, and executed flawlessly. Unseen, the Zalari initiated their ambush. Using cloaked drones, they created false energy readings, subtle gravitational anomalies, and moving debris patterns in the path of the Intrepid. The goal was simple: test how humans would respond to multiple simultaneous threats. Jaron noticed the first anomaly. "Captain, unusual debris movement detected. Appears artificial, but minor." Mira remained calm. "Track its trajectory. Adjust engines slightly to compensate. We will not overreact." The human crew adjusted in real time. Small thrusters fired in precise bursts, shields shifted frequencies to counter potential impacts, and the AI predicted the next debris movements. All the while, humans coordinated with AI rather than relying solely on it, merging logic with intuition. "Unbelievable," whispered one Zalari analyst. "They are adapting instantly. Every calculation we made, wrong." The Intrepid navigated through the simulated ambush without a single collision. The humans not only avoided harm, but also gathered extensive data on the anomalies. Their response was not defensive alone. They were learning, analyzing, and preparing for future challenges. Viel's mind raced. They are turning our test into an advantage. They are learning from us. Kyle's eyes widened. It is terrifying. Every move we make teaches them something. They are improving faster than we can predict. Undeterred, the Zalari escalated the simulation. Drones moved faster, creating more complex obstacles. Energy pulses mimicked small attacks, while gravitational distortions made navigation difficult. They expected at least some mistakes, but the humans adapted. On the bridge of the Intrepid, Mira and her officers observed the new anomalies. "Report options," she said. Jaren responded quickly. "We can adjust shields, reroute energy to engines, or attempt to use debris for cover. All options feasible." Mira smiled faintly. "Combine them. We will protect the ship, maintain efficiency, and record all data. Every challenge is an opportunity." The humans executed flawlessly. Drones were avoided, energy pulses absorbed, and gravitational distortions used to improve efficiency. Every movement was calculated yet flexible. Their teamwork was unmatched. One human anticipated the next person's action before it happened, and the crew adjusted instinctively. The Zalari analysts were silent. Every simulation they had run, every tactical manual they had written, was useless against the humans. The humans' creativity, speed, and adaptability exceeded anything the Zalari had experienced. Viel finally spoke. "Prepare a more complex simulation. If they succeed again, we must reconsider all assumptions about humanity." This time, the Zalari created a scenario that combined all their previous variables: moving debris, energy fluctuations, false signals, and sudden gravitational shifts. The goal was to overwhelm the human crew, to see if stress would lead to mistakes. Aboard the Intrepid, the crew noticed multiple anomalies simultaneously. "Captain, sensor readings are unusual in several sectors. It is like multiple minor threats at once," Jaren said. Mira remained composed. "Divide responsibilities. Assign each officer a sector. Trust in your team. Adapt as needed. Remember our principles: calm, unity, and observation." The crew responded immediately. Officers coordinated with one another, sharing real-time updates. Shield modulation, engine adjustments, and sensor analysis occurred in perfect harmony. The humans did not panic. They did not hesitate. They adapted. The Zalari watched in disbelief. Each new anomaly was handled swiftly, efficiently, and intelligently. The humans even began predicting patterns in the drones' movements and energy pulses. Every attempt to confuse them was met with an innovative response. They are learning faster than we are trying to teach," Kyle said. His voice trembled. "Every obstacle we create, they overcome and improve their strategy. They are unstoppable." Viel's mind was heavy with realization. Humans were not merely strong or smart. They were strategic, creative, and resilient. They thrived under pressure, using challenges as opportunities to grow stronger. Hours passed and the simulations continued. The Zalari fleet remained at a safe distance, unable to intervene directly. And the humans, completely unaware of the aliens' intentions, continued their exercises with focus and precision. Mira reviewed sensor readings. "Every anomaly is an opportunity for learning. Prepare data logs and improve responses for the next challenge. Efficiency and adaptation are our strengths." By the end of the test, the humans had not only survived the Zalari simulations, they had improved their own systems, enhanced navigation algorithms, and strengthened coordination among the crew. They had turned the ambush into a training exercise, gaining knowledge without losing any efficiency or composure. Viel turned to his officers. "We have underestimated them. They are not predictable, and they are not weak. Every challenge we place before them is an opportunity for them to grow stronger. Prepare for continued observation. Humanity is formidable." Kyle nodded slowly. We may need to consider alternative approaches. Confrontation could be dangerous. They are unlike any species we have faced before. The Zalari fleet began to withdraw slightly, maintaining distance. They would continue observing, gathering intelligence, and attempting to understand humanity. But one truth was clear. Humans were not to be underestimated. They were capable of thinking, adapting, and cooperating at levels that the Zalari had never imagined. Back on the Intrepid, Captain Mira looked at her crew with quiet pride. "Well done," she said. "Every challenge is a chance to learn. Every anomaly is an opportunity. Remember that. We are prepared for anything." The crew smiled, proud yet humble. They did not know that their ordinary actions, discipline, teamwork, creativity, had filled an entire alien fleet with awe and fear. They continued their journey, exploring unknown sectors, testing systems, and growing stronger with every experience. The Intrepid's engines hummed steadily as it moved through space. Humans had demonstrated that strength was not measured by sheer power alone. It was measured by intelligence, adaptability, unity, and courage. And the galaxy, though yet unaware, was beginning to notice. The Zalari fleet maintained their distant observation, recording data and attempting to comprehend the humans' capabilities. Every report emphasized one clear conclusion: humanity was not just another species. They were clever, resilient, inventive, and completely unpredictable, and those qualities made them, in the eyes of the Zalari, a species to be respected and feared. The Intrepid moved silently through the Andromeda sector, its hull gleaming under the distant starlight. The crew had just completed another series of simulations and exercises, unaware that they had once again been observed. Their routine work, drills, maintenance, and learning was extraordinary to anyone who understood what they were capable of. Far behind them, the Zalari fleet hovered at the edge of the sector, their sensors still active, but their confidence shaken. Commander Vial observed the humans with a mixture of awe and concern. Every new report confirmed what he had feared. Humans were not just resilient, they were brilliant, adaptive, and unpredictable. "They continue without fear," Lieutenant Kale said, voice tight with unease. "Every challenge we present, they overcome with intelligence and creativity. They improve faster than we can anticipate." Vial remained silent for a moment, watching the holographic projection of the Intrepid's bridge. "It is not only their technology," he said softly. "It is the humans themselves, their minds, their courage, their unity. They are the true strength." The Zalari fleet began to withdraw slowly, leaving the humans to their mission. No confrontation had occurred, but the aliens had learned an important lesson. Humans were not a species to be underestimated. They were capable of thinking, adapting, and improving at a rate that made any battle with them unpredictable and dangerous. On the Intrepid, Captain Mira Alden walked across the bridge, observing her crew. They were engaged in routine checks, recalibrating sensors, and preparing for the next sector of their journey. Her expression was calm, but there was pride in her eyes. "Everything functioning normally?" she asked. Lieutenant Jaron responded with a nod. "All systems optimal, Captain. Navigation, shields, engines, and tactical systems are fully operational." "Excellent," Mira said. "Keep it that way. We don't know what awaits us in unexplored space, but we will face it as a team, calm, disciplined, and united. That is our strength." The crew exchanged quiet smiles. They had faced simulated challenges, adapted to changing conditions, and refined their skills. Every experience strengthened not only the ship but also the humans aboard it. Their confidence was quiet, not boastful. They did not know they had inspired fear in a distant species simply by being themselves. Vial's holoscreen flickered with new data, Every report from the fleet emphasized the same conclusion. Humans had passed every test, adapted to every obstacle, and continued to improve. Their ability to remain calm under pressure, coordinate flawlessly, and innovate beyond expectation had been documented in extraordinary detail. They are unlike any species we have encountered, Kale admitted. Every assumption we had about superiority, strategy, and intelligence. Wrong. Vael's gaze was steady, though his mind was racing. We must respect them. Observation only. Confrontation would be reckless. The humans' combination of intelligence, creativity, and courage makes them unpredictable. We cannot risk misjudgment. Back on the Intrepid, the crew had finished their exercises and gathered for a short briefing. Captain Mira addressed them with her usual calm authority. Space is full of unknowns, she said. Our strength is not only in our technology, but in our ability to think, adapt, and work together. Every challenge we encounter is an opportunity to learn, to improve, and to become better. Trust in yourselves and each other. That is what makes us strong. Her words resonated deeply with the crew. They were ordinary humans in appearance, but their discipline, intelligence, and courage were extraordinary. Every small action they took, checking systems, coordinating maneuvers, analyzing data, was part of a larger pattern of excellence that set them apart from every species in the sector. As the Intrepid moved further into uncharted space, the humans continued to explore, investigate, and learn. Sensors scanned asteroids, star clusters, and energy fields. Tactical simulations ran in the background, refining strategies and building experience. Humans had the ability to turn even minor anomalies into opportunities for growth. Meanwhile, Vael watched silently from the Zalari fleet. He understood the magnitude of what he had observed. Humans were not simply another species. They were a force defined by adaptability, creativity, and resilience. Their true power lay not in weapons or numbers, but in their minds, their courage, and their unity. They inspire fear without aggression, Kale said quietly. They do not seek dominance, yet they are formidable beyond measure. Vael nodded. Exactly. We must learn from them, respect them, and prepare for any encounter in the future. Humanity is extraordinary. Let us not forget it. As the humans continued their journey, they encountered more anomalies, energy fluctuations, minor asteroid collisions, and strange cosmic signals. Each situation was met with calm observation, careful analysis, and innovative solutions. The crew's unity was evident in every action. No member hesitated. No decision was left unconsidered. Every problem was met with intelligence and courage. One day, as the ship passed a dense asteroid cluster, a particularly unusual signal appeared on the sensors. It was a pattern of energy that did not match any known natural phenomenon. Lieutenant Jaron analyzed the readings, his brow furrowed in concentration. Captain, this energy signature, it is unique. I cannot identify it, he said. Mira studied the data. Prepare detailed logs. Adjust shields and sensors for safety, but do not react hastily. Let us observe first. Every unknown is a chance to learn. The crew worked together seamlessly. Systems were recalibrated, sensors adjusted, and data recorded. Even in the face of the unknown, humans remained calm and methodical. Their courage was not loud or aggressive. It was quiet, steady, and unwavering. Back in the Zalari fleet, Vael and his officers watched the Intrepid respond to the anomaly. Once again, humans turned an uncertain situation into an opportunity for learning. The aliens' reports emphasized the same conclusion. Humans were not only intelligent and skilled, they were exceptional. They are extraordinary, Kyle said again. Every encounter, every challenge, they rise to it. They do not panic, they do not hesitate, and they adapt faster than we can comprehend. Vael's expression was serious. It is not enough to watch. We must respect them. Any future engagement requires extreme caution. Humanity's true strength is in their minds and their unity. That is a force beyond technology or numbers. The Intrepid continued its mission, unaware of the Zalari's growing caution. Humans explored new star systems, conducted experiments, and refined their skills. Every small action demonstrated the qualities that inspired awe and fear in distant observers: intelligence, creativity, discipline, and courage. Captain Mira paused on the bridge, looking out into the vast darkness of space. Stars shone like diamonds scattered across black velvet. She reflected on the journey so far, on the dedication of her crew, and on the unknown challenges that awaited them. "We are ready for whatever comes next," she said quietly to herself. "Together we can face anything. Our strength is not just in our ship, it is in our minds, our courage, and our unity." The crew continued their work, never knowing that the galaxy had taken notice. The Zalari fleet maintained its distance, recording data and preparing reports for their command. Humanity had made a quiet, yet unforgettable impression. A species that was ordinary in appearance but extraordinary in capability. For the humans of the Intrepid, the universe was a place to explore, learn, and grow. For the Zalari, it was a reminder that intelligence, courage, and unity could create a power far greater than any weapon or fleet. As the Intrepid moved on into deeper space, a new chapter of human exploration had begun. The crew faced each challenge with calm confidence, adaptability, and determination. They were humans, resilient, inventive, and united, and they carried the quiet strength of their species into the unknown. And somewhere in the dark reaches of the Andromeda sector, the Zalari fleet withdrew, leaving the humans to their mission. The aliens had learned an important lesson. Humans were a species not to be underestimated. They inspired fear not through aggression, but through brilliance, courage, and unity. The universe, vast and infinite, had noticed humanity, and humanity's journey had only just begun.